Okay, so today we got a customer with a 2002 115 horsepower Johnson 2-stroke. Claims that it stopped running on him and it would not start back up. So whenever you're working on these 2-strokes, first thing you want to do is pop the hood and look for anything visual that looks obvious. And if you don't find anything, then you're going to go to a compression spark check, and then you're going to check the fuel quality. If spark is good, compression is good, it's usually a fuel related issue. So then you're going to look in the fuel for water, contaminants. You may need to clean the carbs or look for other issues. This is a lot easier to do with the cowlings off, but I'm going to do it like this right now. Got my test harness that I make so that I can test the engines back at the engine without jumping in and out of the boat or using a start button. Got my homemade spark tester I've used for about 12 years. Works great. And my compression gauge is in. On the 60-degree Johnsons, you're going to want to keep all the plugs except for the one you're testing in. Otherwise, it'll kick back every time and the starter will not engage correctly. So on most engines, I pull them all out, but on 60-degree Johnsons especially, I leave all the plugs in except for the one I'm testing. All right. Bottom cylinder, 125 pounds, I'm good with that. Number 2 cylinder, 125 pounds, good with that as well. Number 1 cylinder, this is the upper starboard side cylinder. We got it's got 120. It's acceptable. Okay, last cylinder. Hair over 120. Okay, so I'm satisfied with the compression on this engine. Numbers might even get a hair better if I warmed it up and ran it, but that'll work. Snug the plugs back down. Usually use a ratchet and a socket, but on the 60-degree with these cowlings, open end's about all you can get in here. Okay. Now we're going to test our spark. It looks like we not sparking on this one. So we got 3 cylinders. Usually when it's isolated like that, it's either a power pack or a break in a wire, a coil, optical eye, or the stator's usually not going to do that. It's possible, but not likely. So we got to figure out why we don't have spark on this cylinder. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is pull some plastics off and take a look at the coils, make sure it isn't a bad spark plug wire or bad connection somewhere, because they do have these CDI aftermarket wires on, which I generally don't like anything aftermarket for the most part. But cover off, see where we're at. Okay. So your leads from your power pack, you plug into the coils, and ground looks good. Let's move around our lead here from the power pack. Sometimes they can get corroded, although all this looks brand new. Same deal. Okay, check our plugs. there. Disconnect our voltage regulator. Been told that sometimes it can affect spark, although I've never had that problem ever. Still did not help. It actually looks like the bottom one right below it is a little weak as well. I'm going to put my money on the power pack. But need to do some tests. Okay guys, so I've started taking this apart to do some more diagnostics, and I've realized or noticed right now that this leg that holds this top cover on is no longer there. Looks like it's been gone for a while, and it goes into the power pack, so chances are we've been getting water inside this power pack. I think the power pack probably definitely may be an issue. Okay, so we put a new power pack in this Johnson 115 60 degree. Everything is mounted back up. Had a lot going on yesterday, so I really didn't show you the installation process. Still got my test harness hooked up, and going to prime up the fuel. Notice it's got a lot of issues with this primer ball. It's like it's hard in there, like there's a sponge or something. I'm not getting any fuel through there as well, so I'm gonna run my test tank and see if I can see how this bad boy runs. Let's prime it up. Okay, primed up. Not seeing any leaks. Thing's hooked up, out of the way. Let's get some water on. And I want to turn the batteries on. Before I do this, so I got to feed my shop kitty. He likes to eat. What's up, buddy? You can see him under there or not. His name is Patience. He's the most patient kitty in the world. He's a good boy right there. And keeps all the rats away from my shop. Let's see if you can see him. Enjoy. In the meantime though, we can walk over some other projects that I'm going to be doing here shortly. We've got this Pathfinder 2200 22-foot Pathfinder bay boat. It's got a 200 OX66, which is a good two-stroke motor. Customer wants me to redo everything, all the dash panels, gauges, switches, nav unit, pumps. We've already gone through the engine, serviced everything. That is up to date, ready to roll. Fuel tank guys came out and cleaned the fuel tank out. So engine wise we're good. New battery installed in the back, and we'll be doing new trolling batteries in the front. Like I said, new dash panels. Got to reseal the helm. We'll just kind of be going through everything on here and make it a nice boat again. Then we have a detailer coming out who's supposed to bring this thing back to new. So that's one project. The other project is this 25-foot Hydrosport. It's an older Kevlar hull. It's got a couple 225 Johnson two-strokes on the back. Fuel guzzlers, but they work pretty good. We had the fiberglass guy come in and do the floor. Floor is rock solid. We just put the gas tank back in, put the hatches down. So we're going to be making this a boat again as well. There's my Sea Pro Bay boat. And I actually picked up this 15-foot boat a little while ago. Haven't done anything really with it yet, but I sort of like it. I'm going to be putting this 2003 50-horse Yamaha on there. And they have my buddy Brian paint them. He paints motors and re-decals them. They look great. Not sure if I want to go that route or just clean it up. Maybe just do the hood. We'll find out. Okay, so I believe Patience had enough food. We can come back and eat after the noise, but we got to get some work done. Okay, so we're primed up. We're going to start it. Not running. What do we got here? It looks like somebody turned the choke to the on position. It's going to flood it out. You want to keep these vertical, straight up and down. That's them off. Sideways is for emergency priming. Straight down is for normal operation. Let's try this again. Not running good yet. I believe this customer did have a little bit of water in his fuel as well, not much. But he did have some in there. We've got 125 pounds of compression in all the cylinders. We've got hot spark on all the cylinders. I've fattened up all the carbs. I've synced the carbs. I've come to the conclusion it's a fuel delivery problem. One side of the engine's running nice and cool. This side of the engine is getting real hot. Led me to think maybe a head gasket because these have rubber O-rings in them and it could be seeping water in, but I'm not getting any water on the spark plugs. They all seem to be firing pretty evenly. So I'm going to pull this side off and let's see what we got. Pretty confident about this being an issue. So to get back here, we got to pull both carbs. Focus here. Got a very poor running Johnson. You see, as soon as you loosen these carbs, sometimes people will clean them and they'll pull all the carbs off at the same time. See, it immediately jumps and it opens up, and that's when the spaghetti seal ends up having issues. People tighten it back down, they don't think about it. Turn the gas out. See, all the carburetors had plenty of fuel in them. Didn't see any reed issues. All the carburetors were pulling vacuum in. They were not blowing out. Alright, so we got 2 bolts left down at the bottom. Intake comes off. And to be honest, that seal looks really good. Don't see anything jumped out of place. Any problems? I'm going to go ahead and clean all these carburetors while they're out. Cleaning bowls. Pull the float off next. Off the tube gasket, pole gasket. Pull the ties off. So you want to take a close look, make sure none of these passages have any cracks in them. And these look pretty good. Gauge seal. Let's go and blow this carburetor out. Off. Quick dry. In here. Trash out of there. Okay, so when cleaning these, you're going to want to hit these orifices here. Make sure they all blow through. Good. 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 Make sure all these passages are clear. This looks good. And make sure that your needle, you backflow it so that there's nothing, anything in there would fly out. Theoretically, this carb is good. A bowl, same deal. Rinse it off. The outside. In the bowls, you've got this orifice inside of here. You blow it through the air. Go down here to the jet. Through the air. These are plastic carbs, so you're going to want to use a screwdriver. You're not going to want to use an impact. I don't mind using an impact just to lightly pull some of the longer bolts down. Look at it float. I like to see it about 60%, meaning it's not perfectly flat, it's just a hair up. And this float has issues. We got some kind of issue with this float. Why are we popping up? Okay. So there's our float. It's pretty good. We'll put our center orifice gasket in. And we'll forget that. Gaskets sitting. Make sure the gaskets are not, these are rubber gaskets, they're reusable. But you got to make sure they're not stretched out and you know, gonna leak. The bowl, put the circle here, place that down. That's where I kind of hold in a position. I'm gonna set my screws. Make sure they're all gonna thread upright. And here I will use the impact, but it's just to speed up the process, not to draw them down. So I hold my gasket like this, hold it down. Okay, now I'm going to take my screwdriver, do an X pattern, snug everything up. Put my side plate back on. Let's take a look at the gasket. This looks good, no issues. Goes on one direction, like this. Same deal, speed it up, but don't run them down. You don't want to tighten them too tight, these are plastic carbs. Do kind of like a cross pattern, which is necessary or not, I don't know, but it's a habit. So we're going to set our gasket back. I'm going to show you how to position this gasket with grease pane. So grease can help out a lot, both for setting it, holding it in place, and it's definitely not going to hurt anything. So get some grease around it, set it in position, start walking it around, and that's it. Basically solid. So let's go put this thing back on. Remember, our intake is still loose, so we got to use caution. Guard bolts. Okay, I'm going to lightly tack them down. Okay. I'm going to go down here, run these down. At this point, our spaghetti seal behind the intake should still be in position. We don't have to worry about it shifting while we're working on it. Okay. 2 more bolts into this one. Okay, get our ratchet and snug these up. And snug these up. Okay, we're good and tight. Our next carburetor. Let's take this one over and clean it as well. The whole history of this motor. Customers just bought it from somebody. Somebody, of course, has said it ran perfect, and I even took them out on the boat, and it ran good. So this is a recent issue. but I don't know the history. Put this one on. It's a little tricky sometimes getting them back in place. You gotta get that air mixture screw to go through the air mixture hole. And what am I hitting here? Okay. There we go. Gasket's still in place. Now on there. Okay. Enable us to keep our seal in place. Okay, we got a hose holding us up. And now we don't have a hose holding us up. Move that hose out of the way. And let's see if we can get that bad boy in. Okay, I'm going to leave that there because it's a harder one to get to. Grab my ratchet and we'll snug them down. Okay, so this side has been checked. Everything seems okay. To the other side. Okay, top carb first. Hose gun. Let's get this one out. And our fuel, plenty of fuel. Fuel looks good. Not an issue. Same process, 4 screws. It doesn't really matter which order you put these carburetors back on this engine. They're all the same carburetor. Take that down. Just hold my seals. Bolts on there. Middle bottom carburetor. Same deal. Except I'm going to change the battery on the buzz gun. Put the bottom carburetor in, watch that spray seal. And up, good old cleaning the carburetor from there on the job. Who knows? Time's up. Some water. And anyways, let's see what she does. Could a good old-fashioned carb job fixed it? Maybe something was out of place, maybe something was clogged, maybe the seal on the back of the intakes was off. I honestly can't exactly pinpoint it, but she's running good now. Alright, so we got spark, compression, fuel system. I'll be able to button this thing up. Let's start it and see how our temps are. Make sure the one side I was having problems with is still not getting hot. So then we'll go into the cooling system. But this is a good start. Okay, so we're running really good now. Getting hot on the one side still. I'm going to pull the thermostat and see what it looks like. Okay, I'm back. It looks like my GoPro finally decided to quit overheating. Never really had that issue. I'm new to GoPro though, so I guess it's a thing. Alright, so we're back. This thing is running great. I'm really happy with it. We are running too hot on this side though. It's not really overheating, but it's not running cool at all. So I'm going to pull the thermostats. They can be kind of tricky. You want to break that plastic housing. Sometimes people don't grease them and then the plastic housing becomes stubborn. So I'm going to use a larger socket and go on the outside. Normally a regular spark plug socket fits the inside, usually works great. I've tried it on this already and it looks like it's going to want to snap. I don't want to break this cover, I don't have any more here. So I'm going to use a larger ratchet. Alright, got lucky. Now this is how you access the thermostats on this engine. At least try to anyways. I'll switch back to the standard ratchet. Center usually works plenty good to take it off and to put it back on. Use the outside if I think it's going to be an issue. Thermostat's clogged up. Snug it up. Let's get some water on it, see if our temps have changed. Let that run for a while, see if we can make it run hot. Alright, so this bad boy is running ice cold now. I'll shut the water off. Might have won. It's time to button this bad boy back up. I don't like when they do that because it makes life difficult. See if we can find them in here. Yep, there we go. Alright. Put our lanyard on. Put the key in. See what we got.